I'm highly upset. I've been sitting here. Y'all ain't even been hearing my music. I've been sitting here muted the whole time. That's hilarious. I'm sorry, yo. I didn't even realize I had the mic muted. I've been going for a whole 5 minutes. That's alright. Allows time for folks to roll in. Salute, Son Claw. Bam. Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor, Alonzo Hall. And I'm here today to share with you some more dynamic information. And this is behind the scenes information. So, give me a second, let me finish my snack, and I'm gonna be right back. Like a Spizz9, you hear me? All right. This is my shit. All right, y'all. I'm back. Now that I'm back, like I said, this is going to be a quick one. It's probably going to be longer in the intro than now, but I had to get it started for y'all. So, a couple big things. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy my content, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, if you'd like to donate to contribute to channel growth, my information is right along the line. Yes, Michael, I am up late with it. So today I actually want to speak to you guys about index and interest rates, because this is a conversation that we have, and these index interest rates are on insurance policies. So these are cash value life insurance policies. But I often talk and claim things like insurance has monthly compound interest. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at that on paper directly or in ink directly from an actual insurance carrier. Since you may not believe me, I'm only a person, and most insurance agents that you've spoken to are unaware of this type of information. So I'm just going to share the entire screen because I'm probably going to be jumping from screen to screen, and it's easier that way, right? So we go here. Oh, I got logged out. All right. Let me log back in. What's going on here is... All right, here we go. Wow, this is different. Okay, so anyway, yes, don't need to see the paychecks. So, oh, I know what's different here. I changed the size of the screen. I was like, what's going on here? This is not normal. There we go. It's at 100% here. Okay, so if you'll notice this here in the middle, monthly index rates available. Find out more. And if you'll notice here, and this is why I increased the screen. So remember, that said monthly index rates when I clicked on it. Let me just check the comments. Salute, Lazo. What's going on, brother? How are you? So again, we start here. This is my sign in. This, again, we're going to go here. This is back office. So this is stuff that you wouldn't see. Okay. It actually has, Friday, September 10th is 401k day. I'll be doing something about that. This Labor Day, remind clients to protect their income. They give us sales ideas. But monthly index rates. So again, your interest is compounding monthly on your life insurance. You click the button. Here it says rates. You notice we've got, obviously, most recently from June of 2021 all the way now till August of 2021. Obviously, they're only going to go give you quarterly reports because that's how financial companies do. But if you would like the annual report from a company, you can ask your financial professional. You can actually ask your insurance agent for the company's annual report. Most of the time, they won't know how to give it to you. They'll ask their upline. And when they give it to you, most of the ones who know how to give it to you will give it to you with no problem, because we know that 95% of the time, 90% of the pamphlets and information that we give you, you won't read anyhow. How do we know this? Because when we are prospecting to you and you say, well, let me get a paper with some information. The paper with the information says, this product is ABC. Talk to the licensed financial professional about it, who you were just talking to, but you asked to get a pamphlet of information. And we know you never read that information because you never contacted us back. But it sounds nice to ask for a pamphlet of information, and we have one that will, say that stuff. Now, when you actually ask for a pamphlet of information, you should probably get things like this that says life rate line, annuity rate line, and an annuity is a life insurance product. Life rate line New York, because New York has different rates than every other state in the country, because New York is the heaviest regulated financial state in the country. It's the financial capital of the country. And so we go through the most regulations, the most rigorous everything. So most agents from New York are a little more dynamic than those elsewhere. Now, you'll also see accumulation 7 and income 10 index annuity rates, because index annuities are different than fixed annuities. You'll see indexed universal life rates for all other 49 states. And then you'll have the IUL for New York rates. Then you'll have, different credit rate history on different life policies. I'm chewing a snack, so I'm sorry. It is late. It's Friday, and I got the munchies. But they have rates for different products, and they give you quarterly reports. Is the main crux of what I'm saying here. Let's see what he says here. I'm all for this financial literacy you are sharing with the people. This is beyond imperative to be abreast to how these retirement service plans work. I'll be at every live, my man, going forward, my G. No doubt. I appreciate that. And I'm thankful for you being receptive. And trust me, I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it again. This shit is boring. Right? And I understand it's boring. But like you said, when it comes time to get that check, it becomes a hell of a lot less boring because you're getting a check, right? So now, as we go back, let's look at the most recent life rate. We haven't looked at annuities, but let's look at life rates. So again, this is, as you see, it says life products, September 2021. Well, this has got to be pretty new then, because what's today? September 3rd? So these numbers had to be released at either the 1st of the month or the 31st of the month. Oh, damn, this is a small PDF. Now, if you'll notice here, there's some disclaimers. So I'm actually putting my neck on the line, but it's funny. I was in a meeting today. Actually, I'll tell you about the meeting that I was in today. It's funny. So I was in a meeting with my sales manager, and he wanted to hold this meeting because I was concerned. Well, here's what happened. I made a decent sale, and I was supposed to get a sizable commission. The commission that I got was half of what I was expecting. So I was feeling like I got gypped by the company. I wasn't really feeling like I got gypped by the company. I understood that I set the product up to be very beneficial for the client, very beneficial for the company, not so beneficial for my pocket. But when the client benefits, they send you more clients. So if I have to sacrifice a few $1,000s to get a few thousand more dollars, I'd rather get the few thousand more dollars in perpetuity. But if you'll notice here, what I'm showing you guys says for producer use only. Not for use with clients. Right? So clients ain't supposed to see this ish. This is only for the licensed professionals. Right? Fair use. For producer use only, not for use with clients. Right? So, anyway. That's why this PDF is so small. So let's see. In their value plus UL, new money non-applicable, the portfolio is growing at 3.7%, guaranteed rate of 3%. These are lifeline deposits between 8/1 and 8/31/2021. So the cap rate of the S&P is 10%. Participation rate at 100%. So the illustration max you'll get if the cap rate is 10%. So the cap rate means that if the stock market explodes and shoots up to 20%, you're capped at 10% growth. Okay. And if you're participating 100% in this particular allocation, because when you're looking at an IUL, an indexed universal life, there's a multitude of different assets that can be, or indexes, that your life insurance premiums and cash value accumulation can actually grow with. For example, at the capped S&P 500 2-year, you're capped at 28% if you're at 100% participation rate. Now, you can also diversify your portfolio in your life insurance policy. Notice that these are all actual indexes. Somebody asked me yesterday, and you have to be very careful about when you're asking people about a very specific fund. They were asking me about something, VSTAX or something, which is a ticker. And listen, there's so many out there. Nobody's going to know every freaking ticker, right? And then they were like, oh, it's something managed by Vanguard. Okay, that's a particular fund. That's like saying, well, we can't particularly use, but like the BMP, right? Or the Russell 2000, right? So those would be a particular fund, right? You can't have an opinion on one particular fund or one particular ETF. I mean, you can have a particular opinion on an ETF, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. That's too convoluted. Right here, you would have a cap rate of 10%. So if the market explodes, your growth is a maximum of 10%. Illustration max. So this means what the insurance policy is going to show you as of today, which would be Wednesday. Well, not today right now, but well, yeah, as of Wednesday, because every Wednesday the prime rate changes. So that's another reason you actually don't want to wait for your insurance policy, because from today, you when I show you this illustration and we're talking on Zoom, or I'm in front of your house and you're sitting with that insurance agent and they're at your kitchen table, and they show you insurance policy and they set it up for funding and they show you this 6.2% interest, but it's Wednesday, and you say, okay, I want to think about it and talk to my friends about it, even though you ain't going to talk to your friends about something that's intangible. You'll talk to them about some fucking rims, but you ain't going to talk to them about this. Let's be honest, right? So, you're capped at you're going to see this growth rate of 6.2%. But then let's say next Wednesday comes around because you want to wait, and now your growth rate is at 5.83%. So you're going in thinking you're growing here, and you're almost a whole point less growth for waiting 1 week, because the prime rate changes every Wednesday. Okay. But again, there's you also don't know this until you know. Right, so this is showing you the August 10th bucket, the August 25th bucket. These are things that are, again, participation rate. So this is how much, the premiums, et cetera, are participating in this particular index. Okay, but those are just some of the rates that I wanted to show you. I'm going to close this one out. We're going to go here. Let's take a look at our annuity rates. Come on. Here we go. Okay, so nobody I know is ready for a SPIDA, so I'm going to leave that alone. A SPIDA is a single premium deferred annuity. Okay. Nobody I know is ready for a SPIDA or a SPIA. A SPIDA, SPDA, is a single premium deferred annuity, meaning you put money into it one time, that's all, that's it, and then it grows. I actually sent this to a dude. I showed him a $25,000 one-time deposit. He's a dude who likes to floss some Gucci, Louis, Fendi, and rented Bugattis. I ain't trying to shit on him, but don't then turn around and say, oh, I like to control my shit, when you actually don't know what you're looking at, which is why it was scary, and you likely don't have liquid $25,000. It's okay to be honest. I can work with you if you only got $5,000, but you have to be honest and let me know. So if you'll see here, these are, okay. So you also have to understand that annuities actually give bonuses. So generally, like it's showing you the guarantee of a portfolio. So annuities are growing at 1%, right? Your minimum guarantee is 1%. It's not that exciting. I actually know an annuity that can grow at 3%. But that's an indexed annuity. Remember, this is a fixed annuity. So your annuities are growing at a minimum guarantee of 1%, and as of 2020, they were 1%. So your net first year bonus is non-applicable, but you'll actually, in your first year, if your net deposit is triggering of a bonus, you'll get an additional 1%. Most annuities are funded with about $50,000. Most annuity companies will start triggering the bonus after a balance of $100,000. So once you have $100,001 in your annuity, you'll trigger the bonus. So that would be the first year you deposit that money, at least $100,001, you would actually get an additional 1% bonus. So instead of growing at 1% that entire year, you would grow at 2% that first year. Now, again, this is a retirement package. Again, it's a life insurance, because your guy who sells life insurance, just like when you go to McDonald's doesn't just sell the Big Mac and fries, but you have to go there and look at the menu, and then you find out, holy shit, not only do they have a Big Mac and fries, they got ice cream and apple pie. Doom. So a single premium deferred annuity, again, you're putting the money one time and you're leaving it for later till retirement. Let's take a look at their index products. So our index, we're looking at the index. You had a minimum growth in the S&P 500 on the point to point of 4.1%. Now, what does this say? This says annual, because everybody likes to say, oh, well, when you're talking, you better double check that, because I think it's only annual, because they're used to APY. But compound interest is usually going to be monthly or daily, like your credit card. So, like when you're dealing with things like if you owe the IRS money, they charge you interest daily. If you owe certain credit card companies money, they charge you interest daily. Often compound interest is going to be monthly. So your monthly average, let me increase that for you for the folks in the back. Your monthly average, you see that it says monthly average. Let me check the comments here. Salute to my man right in the building. What's going on, brother? So your monthly average on an annuity rate right here, if it's put in the S&P 500, you're going at 4.3% monthly. Monthly average, 4.3%. I didn't say that. This document from this financial institution said that. Your annual point to point, yes, there are annuals. So your annual average is 4.1%. But again, on the Compass indexed annuity, that's what IA is, indexed annuity. Again, indexed annuity. Oh, it says it right here. I didn't even realize that. You get 4.35% monthly average. That's in the S&P. Okay, it depends on which fund you have your monies allocated to, and your licensed producer should probably help you with that. Generally, they're gonna generally by default, the company will already have you set to the most advantageous, so you generally won't have to ask your agent about that unless generally you're gonna have everything going to the S&P unless you feel yourself like, yeah, hey, I want to go to the Russell 2000, you know what I mean, or and so on. So don't concern yourself too much with that. But so those are those rates. Okay, let's take a look here. Because again, this is single premium deferred annuities. So band definition. What is a band? A band, and this is important, is actually a number, right? So, for example, it says band 1, right, is for deposits of 10,000 or less, right? Band 2 is for deposits of greater than 10,000 but less than 100,000. Band 3 is for deposits that are 100,000 but less than 500,000. And band 4 is for 500,000 and greater. Okay? So there are different bands. Again, in a different product, which is the Flex 2. And this is a SPIA, which is a single premium immediate annuity. So the band 1 is deposits less than 500K. Band 2 is for deposits equal to or greater than 500K, but less than 1 million. And band 3 is for deposits of a million or more. Band 3 requires home office approval. So if somebody comes to you and, wants to drop $1 million on your financial professional, unfortunately, they don't want to let you they don't want to pay you that much. And this is why the guy, Roaring Kitty and Deep Fucking Value, dropped all that shit he did. He was an insurance agent with Mass Mutual, but he got ticked off because the company kept screwing him on commissions and shit. So he dropped a bag, got $48 million, and got a bunch of unaccredited retail, regular, non-normally would be investors to become investors in things like AMC and GameStop. What's going on, Warren? How are you? So again, these are just the rates for those annuities. And one more time, just so you know, where did the disclaimer go? Let me just put up the company's disclaimer, because it's somewhere over here. Well, I don't know where it went, but it is for producer use only. Anyway, so now we're going to look at index universal life rates specifically. Okay. So they apply to the 10th and the 25th of index buckets. So these are actually twice monthly. So index crediting option. Now, if y'all notice, this looks like a bunch of stock market stuff, right? You're seeing the S&P 500, the S&P 500 high part. So again, these are different indices, just like, or different ETFs. Like the person asked me yesterday, hey, what do you know about the VSTAX? Again, that's a very specific product. So it's, that's like saying, hey, what about the regional rodeo burger or nacho fries from not Taco Bell, and they only do that in certain regions or whatever, or Nashville hot chicken. Anyway, so you've got the current rate, damn, on the S&P 500 is 10%. Good God, that's nice. This 2-year point-to-point at 28% is deceiving. But your cap rate is 6.2%. So, this is the historical average that the S&P goes at. Is 10.3%. This year it grew at 13. In 2020, it was 13.3%. But it can also slip and fall, which it has. Regardless if it slips and falls, you're pretty much protected here. Is pretty much what that means. Like I said, I'm not going to be too long today. But, these are rates as of September 1. Okay. It shows you that there is a fixed account, because, again, this is a fixed product. It's a life insurance policy, so it's a fixed product. Does this look like any life insurance you've seen? Right? You've never seen something like this when you're looking at life insurance with your Primerica guy. He might have showed you a shitty mutual fund. It's not his fault. It's the company. The companies end up screwing a lot of their agents. Right? Unfortunately, with companies like that, people drank the Kool-Aid and they didn't get taught everything. And the reason I talk about companies like that is because they don't get invited to things like the MDRT, $1 Million Round Table, which again is an industry-wide recognition of 75 countries. It's not like, it's around the corner. So let's see. Let's look at National 401k Day. Let's look at the PDF here. This is probably for producer use only. 401k plans you can count on. Did you know that your licensed insurance agent can help you with your 401k? I bet you didn't know that. Oh, well, now you know. Let's see what this says here. For financial professional use, may be used with plan sponsors. Okay, so we can use this. Fair use, fair use. All right, it's a publication that they would solicit to you anyway, so fair use. Our beliefs. There's a huge difference between being wealthy and having wealth. Being wealthy is having loads of money. Having wealth is a totally different story. While money can play a role in having wealth, it's really so much more than that. It's all about being human. Wow. Well, employers have the opportunity to help fulfill life. Preparing for the future requires more than simply putting a retirement plan in place. It's about offering financial wellness programs along with a targeted retirement plan focused on positive outcomes. Being human is the secret ingredient. You can find similar plans elsewhere, but what you won't find from other organizations is the human-centric approach that drives everything we do. Being human is what makes things different. We always do our thing. Time, honesty, information, needs, and goals. Let's see what it says. We offer flexible plans. So you can get a traditional 401k, a safe harbor 401k plan, a simple 401k. You can get the Solo Plus plan, or through the power of life insurance, you can actually do something called an SEP, which is a simple employee pension. Again, if you want to go in depth in these, you can always holler at me and schedule a consult. As of September 15th, I will be charging a fee. You'll be able to schedule appointments again with me and all that good stuff. And we'll go from there. We make it easy with flexible services, customized approach, enrollment support, easy enrollment, plan design and document support, diversified investment platforms, participant websites and resources. Okay. Compliance support. So it says here the IRS and Department of Labor require certain non-discrimination and compliance testing to be completed each year, as well as forms to be filled about the plan. Plan sponsors may work with a TPA or use a bundled option. Our team works closely with plan sponsors and educates them about the importance of regulatory requirements. So yes, there are regulatory requirements. We help protect our clients with fiduciary assistance, service commitments. We stand behind our work. Obviously, I take a commitment to you. Fair use, fair use. Okay, that's just a little bit about their 401k plan. Let's take a look here. So we got the monthly index rates. A tale of two futures. What's this? Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm going to drop this. Hopefully there's a way I could drop the link. I want you guys to actually possibly attend this. So September 8th at 11:55 to 1:05 p.m. Eastern. So about from noon to 1, we will be holding a webinar called A Tale of Two Futures, why and how to talk with your clients about pessimistic aging and optimistic aging. So if you or your parents are concerned about aging, this is actually something great to watch. In fact, let's play this video. There's no sound. What the fuck? Why is the sound not playing? Okay. Let's see what happened there.
Don't start competing, but other dudes were like had more of the spotlight on them. He was sort of kind of in the middle,
going on
not under.
That's weird. Okay. Let's try this one more time. I don't know. I was having I guess technical difficulties there with my computer. So let's start this video over. Here we go. No, still not playing. That's weird. Why the fuck? Excuse my language. Let's see. Yeah. This is weird. Normally it plays. Maybe it's because I'm on the yeah, I got my volume turned up to the max. I don't know. Well, I wish I could play the video for you, but let's read the description. Join us live on September 8th at noon. In fact, give me a second. I'm going to drop this in the chat for you guys. So there's the link there. You can actually click on, and I want you to join this. So join us live on September 8th at noon. Now, I'll probably also live broadcast it. I'll probably use my Zoom to do that. To hear about A Tale of Two Futures, why and how to talk with your clients about pessimistic aging and optimistic aging, featuring Dr. Margie Cox Henderson. Margie Cox Henderson, PhD, is a practicing psychologist, award-winning author, and professional speaker. Dr. Henderson has 30 years of experience empowering people to make substantial sustainable health investments so that they thrive now and are set up for resilient retirement. She supports financial planning companies as a speaker for retirement preparation, marketing events, and as a keynote speaker regarding aging and executive well-being. Her first book, Optimistic Aging, is a practical guide for aging well. Her new book, From Hope to Habit, leads readers to sustainable behavior change in the areas of physical, social, and financial health. Okay, so you can sign up for that, and we'll take a look at the schedule here. Okay, that's the schedule, and let's take a look at the speakers. Is it just going to be the doc? Looks like it's just going to be her. So she's going to be speaking really briefly, but again, it's actually talking about aging, and it's cool if you'll actually be able to attend it there yourself. So this is another product, particular company. Those are sales campaigns. I'm not going to do that. Leaders Conference. Labor Day. Let's look at Labor Day. So remind clients to protect their income. So these are sales ideas, and these are always ways that we can actually, this is actually making me, yeah, they're going to make me buy stuff. So yeah, they make us buy these flyers. Every flyer that you get, I have to buy. Because that's just, what we do. So actually, this month is Liam. September is Liam Life Insurance Awareness Month. So actually, let's take a look at Liam. Let's go ahead and go to, let's look at some videos from Liam. Let's look at your peak earning years. Most people who are watching right now are in their peak earning years, right? None of us are at retirement. Most of us are 45 and under. So let's look at this one.
When you think of your assets, you likely consider real estate, your retirement accounts, and other investments. Life insurance may not cross your mind. However, life insurance is one of the most adaptable assets you can own, helping minimize financial uncertainty at different stages in your life. Life insurance creates financial protection for your family. If you were to die prematurely, you want to make sure your family is taken care of. That's the primary purpose of life insurance. Life insurance can also grow equity to supplement future income needs. For instance, think about enjoying a long and healthy life and living well into retirement. permanent life insurance may be able to provide money to help cover your living expenses. Life insurance helps you provide for the ones you love. Like an inheritance, which can dramatically improve life for those who carry on after you're gone, life insurance can create wealth and may help pass it on more efficiently. Life insurance is an asset that can add significant value even in uncertain economic times. It can leverage premiums into a sizable death benefit, and it can provide a competitive rate of return without adding additional risk to your financial portfolio. There's no better time than now to discover the flexibility of life insurance. Talk with an Emeritus representative to see how life insurance can grow and change with you, helping to achieve a life that's rich in family, happiness, and financial security. We are Emeritus, proud to be in the business of fulfilling life.
Let's watch one more. But before I go there, yeah, y'all definitely want to check that out, man. Man, y'all don't know. Rob been telling y'all for the longest, man. Y'all better hop on and learn this stuff, man. You know, he sent me that article that said foreign nationals are understanding the power of U.S. life insurance, right? Meanwhile, we have a lot of people in America who are clamoring to get out of America, but we know that overseas, everybody's clamoring to come to America. Part of that is they're using life insurance to do things like fund their ability to come over here and start businesses and have collateral to get those business loans. Because the life insurance policy they get adds to their net worth. So they come over here from another country, quote unquote broke, but they got $1 million life insurance policy. So to the bank, they're worth $1 million already. And they have that story. I came over here from my country on a boat and $25 in my pocket. But they had a net worth of $1 million. So let's check this video out. It says protect what you love.
Some states prohibited women from entering into contracts, including wills. Women could not sell property, and in many cases could not control their earnings. All of these were the legal right of the woman's husband or father. Times have changed. You are part of the healthiest, wealthiest, most educated, active, and influential generation of women in history. Women earn 58% of all bachelor's and master's degrees, and 52% of all doctoral degrees. Women control more than half of the investment wealth in the United States. 60% of high net worth women have earned their own fortunes. Yet, despite all of these achievements, less than 1 in 4 women feel prepared for financial decision making. You can be prepared. You can put plans in place to protect what is important to you. Things like protecting your children if anything should happen to you, helping your business survive if you're no longer able to be involved, developing a retirement savings plan, giving loved ones opportunities you never had, continuing your parents' legacy for your own children, creating your own legacy. There's no better time than now to strengthen your financial skills. Working together with an Emeritus representative, you can take control of your own wealth and protect what's important to you. We are Emeritus, proud to be in the business of fulfilling.
All right. And there's one more I want to share with you. And the reason for that is because we have all these folks out here who are self-employed or business owners. And I talk to too many folks who are business owners, and they be like, oh, this is my recognition for production for the week. Or for the month so far. So that means that's the type of business I'm doing. But we get paid once a month, so you know that's decent. But remember, I got to make that stretch the whole till I make another check. Who knows when that will be? So we're gonna watch one more video, and then you self-employed individuals or people who have an LLC will get into this. Actually, let me do it like this because I want y'all to see this whole screen. So here we go. Hey.
As the owner of a family business, you are part of our economy's largest financial engine. Just think of it. 90% of all businesses in the U.S. are family owned, and they're the main generator of new jobs, accounting for 78% of all new job creation. Just considering these facts alone, it's easy to see that it's well worth spending the time and effort to make sure these engines continue to run into their second and third generations of operation. However, like many aspects that fall outside of daily operations, you have little time to plan for how the transition to the next generation should happen. Failure to have a plan can be costly to you, your family, and your business. With a startling 97% of family owned businesses failing to operate in the fourth generation and beyond, there's plenty of ground that can be made up. Think four generations is too far to plan ahead? Most family owned companies struggle to survive beyond a single generation, where only 30% survive into the second generation. A buy sell agreement can help. A buy sell agreement, fully funded with life insurance, greatly increases the company's ongoing survival after an owner's death.
Wait a second, ladies and gentlemen. My man just said a buy sell agreement will do what? A buy sell agreement fully funded with life insurance. I'm going to start this from the beginning, but before I restart that, I need Rael, go ahead and speak to us, brother.
Peace, man. Glad you're doing a stream once again. Yeah, man. You know, we talk about this all the time, man. This, how important this estate planning is. It's just really simple. Like, if you can solve your money problem, you can pretty much solve all your problems in life. And but in order to do that, you have to understand, how money works and obviously how to use it as a tool, especially in this particular system. It's the reason why people navigate and, not navigate, but gravitate to America. Because, with all the stuff that the news likes to hype up on TV and stuff like that, that ain't stopping people from coming over here.
Yeah.
that ain't stopping people from immigrating over here. So clearly, it's a beacon when it comes to getting that money, and that's what you should use it for. If you want all that spirituality stuff, if you want to be one of those type of people, cool. Get your money and go to those places in the world that have all of that, where you can go meditate with some gurus and and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But that stuff's gonna cost money. You know what I mean? So, this to me, I was just looking at a story the other day where it was saying that Social Security, if it's not addressed properly, it's going to be pretty much gone by 2034. So you're talking about like 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 42. And that will put me at 55. And this is something that's staring Generation X right in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is Generation X issue right here, all over it. And all the people that's working now, paying into the system. When it's time to cash out, it ain't gonna be nothing there left. George Bush tried to address this in his second term when he tried to privatize retirement, and obviously, especially black people, they fought against it because they just had to have their welfare, and it was just like, why not instead have control over your money instead of letting the government take your money? Why not have control over your money and invest your money in your own retirement accounts? But that's too much freedom. That's too much accountability and responsibility. I think one of the reasons why people hold on to government so much is that specifically when it fails, they got somebody to blame.
Blame.
They got somebody to blame. So, but this is an issue that's facing definitely baby boomers with Generation X. 13 years, it's going to be looking at a lot of Generation X in the face, and millennials going to be coming up in the rear. So um, we, the collector. I mean, you have people like you and myself and others who on this, but we're a small percentage, but it's going to be some hurting people because you're going to have baby boomers who desperate.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have Generation X. They're going to be desperate. And a lot of them probably going to be looking at millennial generations to cash them out and help them out. So you're going to have a lot of pressure in terms of families. You're going to have a lot of fights over money because people are going to be trying to survive and they don't have a plan. And what I liked about that article we was talking about the other day is that it shows that, man, many Mexicans, like they're using this stuff. They're coming to America right across the border, while Negroes is out here protesting the next police shooting and some about some Negro that ain't hitting no shit. They coming over here and taking advantage and just slowly building. I live here in Texas. They don't play. If it ain't raining, man, they out here working, landscaping, working on houses, building houses up. I mean, the neighborhood I live in, and this is during the pandemic. This neighborhood, because they added some more houses where I live. Man, I swear these dudes done put up about at least, I don't know, about 25 houses, man, in the past 8-9 months. I'm like, I've seen it. I saw it when it was nothing there when I first moved over here, and they didn't put up about 25, 30 houses, man, in 8-9 months, man. And it's not like there's been a lot of dudes over there either. So they out here getting it. And they got, it's a big fight over illegal immigration and all that, man. They got a target on their back and they still getting it. They ain't playing. They coming here with a mission. And all you black men that's out here crying and complaining like these females, you're gonna be in a worse position than they are. Because they, in a lot of ways, they can get some government benefits or something like that. What you gonna get? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna get? So they better get on the ball, like, seriously, and stop playing these games and complaining, because there's nothing to complain about when the tools exist in the system for you to build your wealth up. There's just really no excuse at this point.
None at all. So definitely, brother, you make valid points there, especially when there's things like this that are pointed to you. So, I'm going to play this video again because I think the buy-sell agreement with a lot of people who, every time I turn around, I see another brother with an LLC. So, if we're going to have these LLCs, I was actually speaking to somebody who's in real estate who was like, yeah, they do a lot of deals. And when you're doing deals in real estate, you have partnerships and businesses that you're starting when you create these LLCs. A lot of LLCs are, there's multiple reasons for creating LLCs. LLCs were not exactly meant to be permanent companies. Okay, LLCs are limited for multiple reasons. Also meaning limited time.
As the owner of a family business, you are part of our economy's largest financial engine. Just think of it. 90% of all businesses in the U.S. are family-owned, and they're the main generator of new jobs, accounting for 78% of all new job creation.
Now, let's think about that. 90% of all businesses are family-owned in the U.S., and 78% and basically 80% of the money that's created is by small businesses. So when we look at things like the economy that's been going on right now, the vast, heavy unemployment, and only large super giants like Amazon and Walmart being open and available, we wonder why we're in this financial crunch now. Because there's a lack of a support for small businesses. And with 90% of the businesses in the country being small businesses, a lot of those are being killed, and Jeff Bezos is sucking up all that money. So we're moving toward a gig economy. So a gig economy is actually going to replace all the numbers. So that self-employment or that small mom and pop business may no longer be brick and mortar. But again, there's solutions out there. So let's look for alternative ways, like being an Uber driver or Uber Eats, so on and so forth. There'll still be the small businesses that cook them, but maybe somebody just generates a way for it to be all Uber Eated sent to you.
Just considering these facts alone, it's easy to see that it's well worth spending the time and effort to make sure these engines continue to run into their second and third generations of operation. However, like many aspects that fall outside of daily operations, you have little time to plan for how the transition to the next generation should happen. Failure to have a plan can be costly to you, your family, and your business. With a startling 97% of family owned businesses failing to operate in the fourth generation and beyond, there's plenty of ground that can be made up.
So 97% of businesses that start here, right? I'm dad, I'm the guy, I'm going to get it going, I'm ambitious, but I want my son to be better than me. Oh, right, I want my son to be better than me. Then your son, well, he's like, okay, cool, I'm a little bit better than my dad, I got the business, it's running, now I can get things going. And then his son, hey, I'm a little better than dad, we grew a little bit. And his son, okay, I'm here, I'm growing a little bit. And these old people can still be alive during this. Look at like a TV show called Pawn Stars on, I think it's the History Channel. So these generations are still going, but then he has a kid and the business falls apart, right? So this isn't like Jordan brand. This would be like Jordan brand, right? Jordan is huge right now, but when Jordan dies, only due to Nike, Jordan will probably still continue. But when Jordan himself dies, do you think Jordan Jr., Michael Jr., whatever his son's name is going to carry the Jordan sneaker empire on? Luckily, Jordan probably set up a buy-sell agreement, so the business itself will continue. And luckily, just because of the way he's going to set his estate, they likely won't have to participate in the business, but they'll be receiving proceeds in perpetuity.
Most family-owned companies struggle to survive beyond a single generation.
Most family-owned companies struggle to survive beyond that first generation. So most of them, right here, I'm gonna get it going, and boom, falls flat on our face. This hurts worse in Black America because then we don't even have the support of our own. So when you go boom and fall flat on your face, or when you pass it to your son and he falls flat on his face, these guys over here go, ha, we told you couldn't do it. Instead of coming together like a brotherhood and by all means necessary, getting it to happen.
Where only 30% survive into the second generation.
So only 30%. So that means that's a 70% failure rate.
A buy-sell agreement can help. A buy-sell agreement, fully funded with life insurance, greatly increases the company's ongoing survival after
fully funded with life insurance
an owner's death, disability, or retirement. A buy-sell agreement is a legal arrangement that obligates the parties involved to either sell or purchase the business.
So it's a legal arrangement that obligates either party to either sell or purchase the business. Now, again, they said in the event of death or disability. But again, when you're doing this with a cash value life insurance, the purpose is to live. So hopefully, these guys both had, it was darker hair and there was more hair on top 20, 30 years ago when they started the business. It's 30 years later. This guy is ready to retire and go, to Turks and Caicos. This guy is passionate and wants to continue working. So he's like, look, I want out. All right, well, what do you want? I need $1 million. I don't have $1 million in the bank account. Sorry, dude, you got to keep working. Damn it. Well, we have a buy-sell agreement. Yeah, but how much cash value is in that life insurance policy you have on me? $1 million. Oh, so cancel that policy and give me my $1 million. Oh, there you go. I just bought your interest in the business. Buy-sell agreement. Remember, I specialize in alternative concepts in life insurance. So you'll hear a lot of different terms, things like a buy-sell agreement. And all it is, again, is life insurance on each other for different purposes.
So buy-sell agreements. The first is a cross-purchase agreement, where each owner owns a life insurance policy on each one of the other owners. If one owner passes away, the agreement makes sure that the estate sells the business interest to the surviving owners. Life insurance provides the funds for the surviving owners to make the purchase. Interest acquired in a cross-purchase transaction increases the surviving owner's cost basis, or the original value of their interest, by the amount of the purchase price. This is important because if you later sell the interest in the business, what you owe in capital gains taxes will be based on the difference between the cost basis and the price at which you sell. A step up in basis reduces your capital gains tax exposure. The drawback with cross purchase arrangement comes when you have more than two owners. The number of policies needed to complete the process grows exponentially. The other type of buy sell is an entity purchase agreement. In this case, the business itself purchases a deceased owner's share from the estate. To fund these future purchases, the business owns life insurance policies on each owner. No matter how many owners are involved, only one policy per owner is needed. However, if an entity purchase agreement is used, there is generally no increase in basis for surviving owner's interest. There lies the problem. How can you have the benefits of both, securing a step up in basis, but not have to deal with the complication of multiple policies for owners? Consider a buy-sell LLC. A buy-sell LLC is an arrangement that takes advantage of the best attributes of cross-purchase and entity arrangements. Under this approach, the business owners would still execute a cross-purchase agreement, but they would form a limited liability company, or an LLC, to own a life insurance policy on each owner. So like the entity purchase, you will only need one policy per owner. Upon an owner's death, the LLC receives the policy proceeds and allocates the proceeds to each surviving LLC member, who then purchases the deceased owner's business interest in both the LLC and the underlying business. Like the cross-purchase agreement, surviving owners in a buy-sell LLC will receive a step-up in cost basis. Moreover, the buy-sell LLC provides an additional benefit for when an owner wants to sell their share of the business to the remaining owners. For instance, when they retire.
So again, that's through life insurance, right? Because life insurance,
bro.
Say again?
This shit is off the chain, man.
I know. Ain't this shit so boring?
Nah, this shit beautiful, bro. I mean,
You said this shit off the chain. Let me check the comments right quick here. What we got going on? All right, we got Bruce in the building. This shit is off the chain, right?
Man, it's like the LLC is like a holding company for the policies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a holding company.
Exactly. He said this shit is off the chain.
Man, I love this shit, dog.
So notice that this says it offers an additional benefit when the owner retires. So you can do the other two structures of a buy-sell agreement. And I'm sure, well, you know, this ain't the first time I've mentioned a buy-sell. And you hear me talking to it all the time because everybody, you know, we talk to a lot of brothers in these spaces. And a lot of brothers always, they're in business of some form. And I hear a lot of brothers who say they have an LLC. And I promise you, of that, 0.00000000001% actually have a buy-sell agreement. Right? Because your CPA ain't going to tell you to set this up. Because your CPA doesn't know about this.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So your CPA will say, yeah, set up the LLC. It's a tax shelter. But they'll set you up a different LLC. And LLCs don't protect you from torts. But this is a buy-sell LLC. Now, generally, you'll be advised against starting a corporation with the sole purpose of purchasing life insurance. But as you can see here, that's a little different. And if you'll notice, it says when an owner retires, right? So it doesn't say dies.
Right.
Right? It says retires. So again, right? I said this guy is like, yo, I'm tired of doing it. I don't want to do this business no more. Buy me out.
The policy of your life may be transferred to the exiting owner tax-free as part of the purchase price. The exiting owner can subsequently access their policy cash value, which can be used for things like paying for retirement needs, a child's education, or emergencies. The buy-sell LLC provides the advantages of standard buy-sell planning while effectively eliminating the disadvantages. Whether your company faces an owner's death, disability, or retirement, the buy-sell LLC provides flexibility and succession planning. Contact your emeritus representative to help you decide if you buy.
So, that's a buy-sell agreement. And let me just do this. Fair use. But, that's a buy-sell LLC. Damn, that's now I kind of want to watch the next 2 videos. But I got some time, right? What time is it? It's almost midnight. I've been going for only an hour. You done to watch the next 2, bro?
Bro, I'm here. Anytime I catch you on, I'm here, bro. You ain't even gotta ask me that question, bro. I'll give it that. Everybody else ain't gotta watch it. I'm gonna be here. Be that.
He said, "I'm here." So let's see what I guess the title of this one is: Protect the Value of All You Do. So if you notice here, like they talk about, and this is advertisement to the fullest, but they show you a lot of family moments. Because this is really what it's about, right? You want to establish that moment. This little boy wants to have those memories and things like a life insurance policy. Let's say, he lives a full life and his mother lives a full life, but he's 58 when she dies. And then she sends life insurance to him and he gets a monthly check from her every month. And that reflects back to his memory of this time where he was blowing bubbles with his mom. And now because he gets a paycheck, does that with his kids and grandkids in a grandiose way, because he rents out an entire, park and has an honorable day for his mother every year for, 20 years because she had a life insurance policy. But let's check this out.
How do you measure the value of a homemaker? Although you're not bringing home income, there is financial value in what you do. Your family counts on you and your contributions every day. Contributions that could be costly to replace. Eating out 5 times a week for the average family could cost almost $7,000 over the course of a year.
So this is funny as hell. We were actually on Perfect Timing Show talking about ways to save money. And we just did it at a low end, spending, $20 a day on lunch. And he was like, if you just eat at home, there's your insurance premium, and they're saying that eating out 5 times a week will cost the average family $7,000. And I say, look, there's lifestyles that we work for to attain. Some people go to work every day so that they can afford themselves, even if, they don't have a bunch of expendable income, but afford themselves the ability to do those things. And it's very important that you enjoy the fruits of your labor. You don't want to just hoard money for tomorrow because you don't know if you're going to die tomorrow. So that's why you put this stuff away. But you also want to enjoy some of that money while you're here. And I definitely recommend enjoying that money. So if you're going to eat out every day, don't spend $20 a day, only spend $10. And what you would save on that other $10, what you would use that spend normally that other $10, put it put it away for your insurance premium, right? And then at the end of the week you got $50, and at the end of the 4 weeks you got $200. That's $200 a month you can put in a life insurance policy to make sure that 20 years from now you have the money to extract to make sure that you can still spend $10 a day every day on lunch. Make sense? I'm sure it does. Let me just check the comments right quick and I'll come right back to this. All right. Salute. We got some people in the box. Salute. Make sure you hit that like when you come in. Drop a comment. And if you'd like to donate, my Cash App is right up there, AHall374. Matter of fact, hit the Cash App, man. We dropping y'all some valuable information here.
Yeah, it's funny that you're doing this.
Say again.
So it's funny you're doing this because some months ago, actually late last year, I started doing research on real estate and decided that in the future I wanted to get into that as well. I actually had bought me a LLC book for dummies, specifically because through the things I was reading, it was saying that the LLC was the best entity to use when selling real estate and getting into real estate. So
yes,
because of the way that it's structured and the things you can take advantage of. So the fact that you can use this also within the structure of life insurance just really shows how dynamic the LLC really truly is in terms of using it as an entity, being able to use it as an entity that can hold, these buy-sell agreements in the same way that you can use them to hold as a holding company for real estate too.
Yeah, that's just freaking crazy. That actually blew mine a little bit. I knew of the concept, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to actually execute a lot of buy-sell agreements myself. Because a lot of the business owners I speak, they only see it as an expense as opposed to an asset. Even though one thing that they didn't mention about the buy-sell, about the LLC or the business, the buy-sell agreement, what do you think that those premiums are tax favorable or not?
Say that one more time.
So the premiums, would you assume that those premiums are tax favorable or are not tax favorable?
In terms of what?
In terms of being able to write them off as a taxable expense or a taxable business expense.
I would think they would be tax favorable.
They are.
Wow.
So people see it as another expense as opposed to lowering. Again, remember it was talking about lowering your cost basis. Part of lowering your cost basis, and even in your operating expense. So at the end of the year, right, when you've spent all these things, a huge tax write-off, and this is why people buy employee benefits, is things like retirement accounts and employee benefits. Key man insurance and a buy-sell agreement would be something that's a business expense. So you'd be able to write off, let's say you're paying for each policy $2,000 a month, and you've got 5 people and you're paying $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 of business expenses you can write off.
Wow.
It is a business expense, correct? It's something for the business. So, unfortunately, a lot of business owners I speak to think of it's an expense. I'm running too thin. Bitcoin, oh yeah, I want to get into that. Don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with that. But let's do some house cleaning first.
Laundry service for a family of 4 could cost over $3,000. A full-time nanny could cost up to $31,000 a year. What if you became...
Remember, I said there's 2 things that happen when a person dies. Their income goes away and their presence. So we see mama right here. Let's say she's a housewife, right? The man is a high-value man like Kevin Samuels. He's out there doing it. He's getting it. He's an engineer, right? He's got his wife. She's at home, right? She's taking care of the kids while he's creating an empire. So that may mean that she drives the kids to school and she watches them. Well, if she dies... well, damn, now this brother has to figure out, I got to either get up earlier to drop the kids off to school early. I don't want to drop the kids off to school early because I don't want them sitting in the neighborhood for an hour before school, but I got to get back to, so now I got to hire somebody for that. Well, that's more money than I actually make. Even though I have this valuable lifestyle, there's levels to this. So making $100,000 a year affords me to have a stay-at-home wife, but it don't afford me, a bunch of extra stuff. So Now I got to figure out how to pay for a nanny. I got to get a second job. Or I have a life insurance policy not only on me, the breadwinner, but on my wife, the homemaker. And now these kids can continue to live like they live because I got the money to go pay Consuela, my gorgeous nanny, to be a living nanny and take care of them.
Sick or hurt and couldn't do these things for your family. Would your spouse be able to fill in? Could you afford to pay for help? Fortunately, there is a way to protect the security of your family if something were to happen to you. Talk to an emeritus representative today about the financial protection available with disability income insurance. We are here to help you achieve a life that's rich in family, happiness, and financial security. We are Emeritus, proud to be in the business of.
So whenever somebody says disability income insurance, they're talking about paycheck protection. Okay, what it is paycheck insurance. That's literally what disability insurance is. Salute, I'm listening. What's going on in the building? Bam. So, and Bruce in the building. Bam. So that's protecting your paycheck. Point blank, period. That's disability. Now, a lot of people will say, well, I got that from my job. And that's very true. You do have workman's comp from your job, which in the state of New York is a whopping $125 a week. Who in New York, who in America can live off of $125 a week? But in New York City, again, workman's comp is $125, or maybe it's $200 a week. But who can live off of less than basically $500 a week in America? Right? That's $2,000 a month. If you're bringing in less than that, you're definitely hurting right now. Right? But there's a way you can actually protect your paycheck that will protect up to 60% of your take-home income, whether you get injured on or off the job. Because that $125 or $200 that gets triggered by workman's comp only gets triggered if you get injured on the job. Now let's talk about the disability insurance that you buy for $7 out of your paycheck every week, or out of your paycheck every pay period from your job. That's usually short-term disability, which means it can run up to a maximum of 24 months. But most short-term disability policies from your job will be a maximum of 6 months, meaning you can only be out of work and being paid for 6 months. They also, however, have a long elimination period. An elimination period is your time deductible. So you have to be out of work, disabled, and unable to work, deemed so by a doctor, that you are unable to work for 90 days. After you fulfill that, it triggers your check, which you don't receive till day 120. And then your 6 months begins from there. Now, you can pay for something separate where you get up to 60% of your take-home income, whether you get injured on or off the job, and you can elect your benefit period up to age 67. And you can elect your elimination period for as low as 1 week. Obviously, that changes prices. Now, there's one more video here that's talking about retirement traps. And then I'm going to hop off because I'm getting tired. And I want to get up. I'm going to probably, I will be doing random lives in the middle of the day, because I do be getting triggered by stuff that I watch sometimes and want to talk about financial topics. And I'm noticing that there's a pattern. Every time I go live, there's some folks who's like, every time you go live, bro, I'm there. And literally they are. So I think there's a pattern here. So we're going to watch this one, which is retirement traps. Now, this is specifically a client video. So this is something that I would play to you if I was trying to sell you a retirement package.
Retirement is just around the corner, and there's no better time to start planning for how much money you'll need when you get there.
Oh, by the way, I am trying to sell you a retirement package. Anybody who's watching.
Retirement is just around the corner, and there's no better time to start planning for how much money you'll need when you get there. By acting now, you may avoid retirement traps, such as taxes, penalties, and market risks. These pitfalls can impact the amount of money you have in retirement in ways you never expected. Retirement traps first appear when you're saving for retirement. Retirement accounts such as 401ks and IRAs are a good place to start saving. Many retirement saving tools such as these enjoy tax-deferred growth, but keep in mind that contributions may be limited or, in some cases, excluded because of the amount of money you make. If you are able to take advantage of these tax-deferred accounts while you're saving, remember that once you retire, you may have to pay taxes on the full amount that you take out. That's a big retirement trap. Taxes can really impact the amount of money you have to live on in retirement. Then there's market risk. You know you're going to have to ride out a few of the down markets as you save for retirement. That risk is the trade-off for getting potentially higher returns. But once you retire, those same bear markets may be another trap that jeopardizes the amount of money you have. If you decide to retire early or experience a financial emergency, you may fall prey to yet another trap. If you withdraw money from a retirement account before you're 59 and a half, not only will you be subject to income taxes, you may also incur a 10% penalty for early withdrawal. On the flip side is another trap. If you don't plan on withdrawing money from your retirement account, think again. The IRS has rules about when you must withdraw these funds.
71 and a half.
Don't forget about longevity. It's possible to live another 30 years after you retire. You need to save enough money to make sure it lasts as long as you do. And keep in mind that the older you get, the greater your chance of facing a serious illness. About 80% of older adults have at least one chronic illness, and 68% have at least two. That means higher health-related costs in retirement that could eat up your savings. We all know that trying to accumulate enough money for our retirement is a challenge. Getting caught in a retirement trap won't help. The good news is there are ways to escape these traps. Working with an emeritus representative can help you identify the retirement traps you're facing and what steps to take to avoid them, helping you to achieve the retirement you've always dreamed of. We are Emeritus, proud to be in the business of fulfilling life.
All right, so that was that video. And again, they're talking about retirement there. So, I think that's some dynamic stuff. Now I kind of actually, since I'm here, I want to take a look at a few more things. Shit. Let's see. So this is client videos for seasonal selling. What do we have here? So this Labor Day, remind your clients about the importance of protecting their paycheck. Share this video highlighting the importance of planning for the what if to avoid asking what now. This is actually funny as hell. Before I play that video, I actually had a situation. Salute, no doubt, man. Listen, if you want to hop on, I'll put the link in. If you're eating dinner, I get it. No, oh, that's a different link. I'm actually gonna put this link back in here too because I want people to join that webinar coming up on September 8th. I think it's a valuable webinar. What is this? Client video. This is other videos. Yeah, let's check out the library. That's Life Happens. I'm gonna check out some Life Happens videos. Definitely what I'll be doing though is premiering some of those on more live streams. This may be the last one, but since it's here, I figure why not, right? You here with me, rocking with me. I'm gonna go ahead and too many videos open. Close. Insurance for your income. Well, then, Mario. What's this? Actually, I'm gonna go back to that too. I don't know why I have two windows open like that. Okay. So this says insurance for your income. Your income matters. Protect it with disability insurance. So, yes, I talk about life insurance a whole lot, but paycheck insurance is way more important. Well, I won't say way more important, but just as important. because this is going to protect you for, what if something happens to you and you live? I'll give you an example. My brother-in-law that I sat down with, who got shot 2 weeks before his wedding, was thinking, damn, what if I died? What's going to happen to my wife and kid? Right? But here's what he didn't think about. Damn, I just got shot in the hip 4 times. I can't go back to work and provide for my wife and kid. So I'm out of work for the next at least 6 months. I can't earn a paycheck. Oh, damn, isn't there this moratorium on unemployment now? What am I going to do for the next 6 months to 2 years while I relearn how to walk because I got shot in the hip? And when bullets hit bone, it doesn't stop. Those bones shatter. So that's why you want disability insurance. What's going on with it? So let's take a look here.
You're so busy working, you probably don't think about it. But you need to think about what would happen if a sickness or injury left you with no income. If you don't take the time right now to ask yourself, what if? Later on, you could end up asking, what now? Answering what if is the key to getting ahead of an illness or injury that could cost you your income. Think of it this way. What if you got sick or injured and couldn't work? What if there was no regular paycheck going into your bank account? But if you wait until what if happens, you'll be left asking what now? You're diagnosed with a long-term illness and you're too sick to work. Even with your family's help, there are bills you can't pay. What now? The best way to get in front of a situation that could leave you without a paycheck is to be prepared for what if. Disability income from Emeritus can help. With this insurance, you protect your most important financial resource, your ability to work and earn an income. So, if you're too sick or injured to work, this insurance pays you. It's by far the best answer to what if, and it helps you avoid asking what now. Consider Dynamic Fundamental. This type of disability insurance pays a lump sum benefit amount if a sickness or injury prevents you from earning an income, and that disability is expected to last at least 1 year. You could even choose to further enhance your protection by adding any of the optional riders available. But here's the deal. You need to buy it before you need it. Remember, when it comes to your paycheck, avoid asking what now. Instead, get in front of a situation that could leave you without a paycheck and answer what if. Disability income insurance from Emeritus. Your best answer to what if. Speak with an Emeritus representative today.
Okay, so
Probably don't think about it.
As you see there, they're talking about protecting your paycheck. So I don't know, man. It's all these things are here, and especially, it gets disheartening to see the way people ignore it until it's too late. And it's difficult. Let's see. There's a calculator here. Use this flyer with clients to have them calculate their chance of becoming disabled. So, let's do this live time, and then I'll shut it down. What's your personal disability quotient? It's the number so much depends on. Your PDQ represents your chance of becoming seriously ill or injured and unable to work for an extended period of time. And with so much riding on your ability to earn an income, it's one very important number to know. To calculate your PDQ, you'll need to answer 6 simple questions. All right, let's take a look here. So, as you'll see, you have what is your age or gender. So, if you're a male and you're under 25, you've got 18 points. 25 to 34, you've got 13 points. 35 to 44. So me, I've got 9 points. right? So let's take a look at this, right? So that's 9 points, right? Because I'm 35 to 44. Now let's take a look at the occupation. What kind of work do you do? Mostly office work indoors, little office work out indoors, little physical work outdoors, mostly physical work outdoors. So I do mostly, I guess technically, office work indoors, so that's 0. Body mass. BMI. Do you consider yourself to be about the right size, underweight, overweight, or obese? I am underweight, ironically enough, so that's +0. Tobacco. Have you used tobacco products in the past 10 years? I have, so that's 10 points. Lifestyle. How healthy is your lifestyle? Consider regular physical exams, regular exercise, stress, sleep, and eating habits, drug or alcohol abuse. I'll say I'm about average, so that's +3. Medical conditions. Do you have or are you undergoing treatment for diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, cancer, chronic back or joint pain, drug, alcohol, or food addiction, anxiety, or depression? My answer would be yes, so I'd have to add 12 to that. So 9 plus 10 is 19, plus 3 is 22, plus 12 is 34. So I have a PDQ of 34. So, copy your total points from above. So your chance of being disabled. Check the box that reflects your total points below. Read across to see your estimated chance of becoming disabled and unable to work for 3 months or longer before the age of 65. I have 34 points. So 25 to 35 points. And you have an about average chance. But with 34 points, when 36 points is an above average chance, I am pretty dangerous, and I have a pretty high chance there of becoming disabled and unable to work for 3 months or longer before the age of 65. Let me tell you how real it is. Y'all know how real it is. At least some of the people who watch. You know, I end up in the hospital often because I have a condition called pancreatitis and gastroparesis. Well, that's a disability. It's likely that I'll probably have a health scare and end up in the hospital for 3 months for that. So I should probably do something about that. The length of time your disability may last. Find your age and then read across to see the estimated length of time your disability may last. So my age, I'm 37. The average disability for somebody who's 37 is 82 months. 82 months, right? Geez, that's a pretty long time. So if we do 82 divided by 12 and see exactly how many years that is, it's almost 7 years. Oh my God. I did not even know that. So you have a 38% chance of having a disability the last 5 years or longer. And the average length of disability is 82 months. Average. What's going on, Yogami? The average length of disability is 82 months. At 35 to 39. If you're older, there's a lot of men I know who are in this range, 40 to 44. Average length of disability is 85 months. It's about 7 years. And you have a 40% chance of that disability lasting 5 years or more. And if you're like me, and you have a high number here, right? I'm right at the cusp. I'm at 34 of 35 points. Right? About average. You want that to be lower. I'm at the high end. So one bad day and I'm up and I'm right there. So I personally feel I have above average chance of being disabled and unable to work for 3 months or longer. And then at my age, 35 to 39, wow, my chest is starting to hurt now. Am I stressing out? Yes. 82 months. That's almost 7 years. 6.8 years of disability. But I just went and bought a fucking Coach wallet. Right? Disability insurance is cheap, too. The younger you are. So it says the next steps. Visit what'smypdq.org for an interactive version of the PDQ and to estimate the financial impact of a disability. Step 2, seek planning advice from your financial advisor. Minimize your risk. Go to disabilitycanhappen.org and then you'll get 5 questions that every worker should ask. You'll also learn how to prepare a financial security plan, and there are wellness tips to help you embrace a healthy lifestyle. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, if you'd like to contribute to channel growth, my information is on the screen. So that's one client finder. It says use this client flyer with clients and prospects to explain the importance of an income protection plan. And it includes a fact finder. So this is going to include a budget guard, right? So this includes, boom. So we're just looking at disability. Your name, your sex, your tobacco user, your date of birth, your occupation, including specific duties, right? Your benefit amount desired, your elimination period desired, and your benefit period. Remember, I said how much, how long, how soon, or how much, how long, how soon, right? So amount desired, how much, period desired, how long, elimination period, how soon. Are you self-employed? They want to know your gross business income, your business expenses, other earned income. If you're non-self-employed, they want to know your salary, your bonuses, and other unearned income like disability, Social Security, child support, alimony. Are you contributing to your pension? Unearned income over 20K. What's your state? What's the state of the contract, the state you're employed in? Okay. Do you have state cash sickness? Are you eligible for Social Security? Do you currently have long-term, short-term sick pay or individual disability? Okay. We're looking at your individual financial needs. We want to know what your rent is. What do you pay for food? What do you pay for utilities, etc., etc.? Okay, we go deep into that. So when that advisor is asking all this, it's not just so we can get in your business. We have to identify and protect your lifestyle. Right? So we're going to help you get there. Close this one down. And then there's one more flyer. What you saying, bro?
Oh, no, I'm just listening.
All right. So there's one more. Protect your earnings. It says, does your group coverage meet your needs? Because, again, what do a lot of people have? Disability through their job. Well, this, ironically enough, talks to that. Now, I've never read this publication. Ironically enough, I don't actually take the assistance from the company because I don't like to publicize a company, but this company, the companies have all this type of information out there for producers to actually give to you. But it says here, disability insurance offered through your work is a good benefit and a great start to building a financial strategy that protects your ability to earn an income. However, so whenever you hear a however, think of Sir Mix-a-Lot. I like big butts. Because however is a big but. That's all however is. However is, yeah, what you're saying is good. Big but. Meaning I'm about to reverse everything you said. So disability insurance offered through your work is a good benefit and a great start. However, when employees rely solely on their group long-term disability coverage, the percentage of income replaced can be inadequate. A better strategy is to consider adding supplemental individual disability coverage because the combination of the two protects a larger percentage of income by filling in the gaps left by group long-term disability. Now, a lot of people don't even get long-term disability. I'll give you an example. My mother-in-law had long-term disability from her job, but she's an executive, right? You're not going to get long-term disability if you work at Walmart and you're a cashier. You might if you're the manager, the general manager, not the assistant manager, but the general manager, right? Because let's take a look at, like, it says some, benefit amount replaces percentage of base salary only. 60% is common. Remember, like I said, up to 60% of your take-home income. It has a cap on the benefit amount. There's variable compensation. Okay. This is with group long-term disability. Okay. It rarely covers variable compensation such as commission, bonuses, or other wages. Okay. Plan design. Generally, one plan for all employees with limited amounts and no added features or benefits. Disability benefits. The benefits are usually taxed if premiums are paid by the employer, which means the employee receives less. In employment, coverage typically terminates when employment ends. Now let's look at supplemental disability. It replaces a percentage of an employee's complete salary minus other existing DI. So say you get that 60% from your job. You can technically get another 60% from separate disability. So technically, if you get 60 from your job, well, no, they'll give you 40 from your, they'll give you the other 40% from disability, making you complete at 100% of your take-home income. They won't give you another 60%, so you get 120% because there has to be pain in the program. But there's variable options. So you actually have the option to cover variable compensation like commissions, bonuses, and other things not added in base earnings. Plan designs. So it's designed for flexibility for classes of employees, right? And then built-in features and riders, right? Because like I said, it's not equal because different incomes are going to be protected here. So disability benefits. The benefits are received tax-free when premiums are paid with after-tax dollars. So what does that mean? That means like things like that Roth IRA that you have that you're paying taxes beforehand. Like the other video said, with a Roth IRA, because you're contributing with pre-tax dollars, when it distributes or annuitizes to you or you receive your benefit, you have to pay income tax on that Roth IRA or on that disability insurance paid by your employer. So you're paying taxes as if you're working. Now, if you're retired, you're not working, so why would you pay income tax? That's only going to be higher. Just like if you're disabled, you're not working, you don't want to pay income tax. So employment. Coverage is portable with no changes to the premium or benefit amounts. So real quick, I'm going to go into these examples here, and then I'm going to get ready to close out. I know I've been saying that for a minute, but I'm actually going to do it this time. So Group LTD. Employer paid 60% of earnings to a maximum of $10,000, base salary only. Supplemental DI. Employee paid a maximum of $5,000. So if you have a gross income with bonus of $225,000, your gross group your group long-term disability monthly benefit would be $10,000. So your individual monthly benefit would be $5,000. So your total combined compensation benefit would be $15,000. So the total combined percentage of income replaced is 80%. Now, let's look at somebody who's not a bazillionaire making $225,000 a year. They're making $62,000 a year. Their gross group long-term disability monthly benefit is $31.25. Their monthly individual benefit max is 1,500 with the disability, basically half of what they bring in. So the total combined benefit is 4,500. When you make $60,000 a year, you bring about $5,000 a month home anyway. So their total combined income replaced is about 86%. So ironically enough, the less you make, the more beneficial a disability policy is for you in the event that you're hurt. So you are asking, what if, not what now? Now, there's other types of things here, right? You have a non-cancelable and guaranteed renewable. So there's a disability that'll pay a monthly benefit, and then there's one that will pay a lump sum. Okay. Generally, I would recommend going with the one that pays a monthly benefit versus the one-time lump sum. Okay. You also have things like a business overhead expense. So this provides coverage designed to reimburse business owners. So that's sole proprietors, partners, closely held corporations like LLCs for normal and customary expenses necessary to maintain the business while disabled. So you can actually have a policy where I get hurt on or off the job and money will still come in, even if, because I'm one of the business owners, I don't actually physically go to the business. I don't physically have to participate in the day-to-day operation. However, I get injured. And then I have a business overhead expense paycheck protection insurance policy. And then I get injured. And then I put in a disability claim. That disability claim will still give me money to pay for my absence of the business, even though physically I don't go there to operate it anyway, because it's money to maintain the business while I'm disabled. So, that's that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Rod, you got any final words?
Hey man, you dropping it, bro. You dropping it, man. It's it's like it's insurance, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It really is. No excuses, man. Especially in this space, man. When you got information like this coming through, it's like I said, man. Many are calling, but few are chosen, man. At the end of the day, cats better get it together, man, because it's money out here to get, and we gonna get it, man. So it's really that simple, man. You know, can't be just coming in this space looking to be entertained, thinking that you're going to use the space to kind of to hide from life. Nah, that's not what the space is for, man. The space is for men to show them how to be productive, even at a higher level than what they already might be. So this avenue is one example on how to do that. You do it properly, you can't lose. It's like who doesn't want a surefire win? So it's like literally being able to go to the casino and win. No, you're gonna win every time you play a game.
Man, it's like going to the NBA in a time machine and being like Space Jam for real and just going and picking every player and creating your favorite lineup and then going to the YMCA and betting money and saying, I'm going to put my lineup of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, and against you guys here at the YMCA.
Man.
And we get the ball first.
Right. It's just, that's why I like when you was talking about the buy-sell agreement, man, because, I got this LLC book, man, like I said, late last year, and haven't cracked it open yet, but listening to you made me kind of start going through some of the chapter I was reading a little bit while you was talking. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and read it, because protecting your assets, man. It's talking about how you can use LLCs to protect your assets and pass money through heirs and just all types of stuff, man. So it's like
I might put that buy-sell agreement video up one more time. You around for it, bro?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I gotta, cause I don't think people got like.
It's more powerful than what it seems to be.
Yeah.
Like it really it really packs a powerful punch, especially when you start. That's why I said, like, to me, it doesn't matter what business you're running. Like, I don't care if you have a wing stand. If you implement these strategies, man, they're making money. Man,
That's it.
You put a life insurance policy, man, within something like that, man, like, you're good. Like, you're good, man. So it's you just win. Like, there's just no other way to get around it. There's no arguing. There's nothing. You do it properly, boom, you're going to win. So, and it's a good way for, business, when a key person, leaves, to still allow the business to be whole, or, a person want to buy the business or whatever. So it's just really, really powerful tool, man, that really protects people who are, just might decide to go into business together. Really protects both sides, and it really just minimizes any need for any person to really be on some shady type stuff, because you got the protection there, so you're good either way. So
this is the ill thing too. It's not only is there the protection, bro, right? But you also have the growth. So behind the scenes, this stuff is still growing, right? So while the money is being accumulated, we're also looking at it's growing tax-free.
Right.
And not only is it growing tax-free, it's growing faster than inflation, tax-free. And people will talk a lot about the rule of 72. Normally, the average rule of thumb is 20 years, 10% return on the investment, but also 20 years is about the average where anyone will double their money when you look at the rule of 72. You can use a life insurance and actually cut that in half and make it 10 years. Now imagine 10 years ago, right? You said you're 42, right? Imagine at 32, somebody said, hey, listen, I'm going to show you how to put $10,000 away and make it double in 10 years. You'd be like, get the fuck out of here. That's not possible. Right? Till they show it to you.
Retirement is just around the corner, and
wrong video.
Time to start planning for how much money you'll.
That's the retirement video. We don't want to talk about retirement. I want this buy sell. I think this was the one. This was the crux. I'm gonna knock this out, and then I'm gonna actually go.
As the owner of a family business, you are part of our economy's largest financial engine. Just think of it. 90% of all businesses in the U.S. are family-owned, and they're the main generator of new jobs, accounting for 78% of all new job creation. Just considering these facts alone, it's easy to see that it's well worth spending the time and effort to make sure these engines continue to run into their second and third generations of operation. However, like many aspects that fall outside of daily operations, you have little time to plan for how the transition to the next generation should happen. Failure to have a plan can be costly to you, your family, and your business. With a startling 97% of family-owned businesses failing to operate in the fourth generation and beyond, there's plenty of ground that can be made up. Think four generations is too far to plan ahead? Most family-owned companies struggle to survive beyond a single generation, where only 30% survive into the second generation. A buy-sell agreement can help. A buy-sell agreement, fully funded with life insurance, greatly increases the company's ongoing survival after an owner's death, disability, or retirement. A buy-sell agreement is a legal arrangement that obligates the parties involved to either sell or purchase the business. There are generally two types of buy-sell agreements. The first is a cross-purchase agreement, where each owner owns a life insurance policy on each one of the other owners. If one owner passes away, the agreement makes sure that the estate sells the business interest to the surviving owners. Life insurance provides the funds for the surviving owners to make the purchase. Interest acquired in a cross-purchase transaction increases the surviving owner's cost basis, or the original value of their interest, by the amount of the purchase price. This is important because if you later sell the interest in the business, what you owe in capital gains taxes will be based on the difference between the cost basis and the price at which you sell. A step-up in basis reduces your capital gains tax exposure. The drawback with cross-purchase arrangement comes when you have more than two owners. The number of policies needed to complete the process grows exponentially. The other type of buy-sell is an entity purchase agreement. In this case, the business itself purchases a deceased owner's share from the estate. To fund these future purchases, the business owns life insurance policies on each owner. No matter how many owners are involved, only one policy per owner is needed. However, if an entity purchase agreement is used, there is generally no increase in basis for surviving owner's interest. There lies the problem. How can you have the benefits of both, securing a step up in basis, but not have to deal with the complication of multiple policies for owners? Consider a buy-sell LLC. A buy-sell LLC is an arrangement that takes advantage of the best attributes of the cross-purchase and entity arrangements. Under this approach, the business owners would still execute a cross-purchase agreement, but they would form a limited liability company, or an LLC, to own a life insurance policy on each owner. So like the entity purchase, you will only need one policy per owner. Upon an owner's death, the LLC receives the policy proceeds and allocates the proceeds to each surviving LLC member, who then purchases the deceased owner's business interest in both the LLC and the underlying business. Like the cross-purchase agreement, surviving owners in a buy-sell LLC will receive a step-up in cost basis. Moreover, the buy-sell LLC provides an additional benefit for when an owner wants to sell their share of the business to the remaining owners. For instance, when they retire, the policy on their life may be transferred to the exiting owner tax-free as part of the purchase price. The exiting owner can subsequently access their policy cash value, which can be used for things like paying for retirement needs, a child's education, or emergencies. The buy-sell LLC provides the advantages of standard buy-sell planning while effectively eliminating the disadvantages. Whether your company faces an owner's death, disability, or retirement, the buy-sell LLC provides flexibility in succession planning. Contact your mayor's representative to help you decide.
So yeah, that is bananas. Personally, that we even are unfortunately unaware of how something like that works. But ladies and gentlemen, late night. I appreciate you, Rafa, coming up as usual. And the support, always being there for me. That's a big thing. Always mentioning me while I'm out there. I definitely appreciate that. And the reason that he's mentioning me is because it's not to glorify me. I'm not what is important. He cares about the fact that it's the information that's being disseminated. And I'm the only one who's disseminating this information to y'all folks. So he's telling y'all need to come to this area to get your situation right, because you're learning information from someone who's in the field and who's giving you this information that these folks ain't gonna give you. And so salute to you for that.
No doubt, man. I see so many black people, talking about stuff that, in the past, and obviously we do need to know our history and things like that. But history is not, supposed to be used for you to tuck your tail between your legs and run. It's to show you where you've been, so you can put yourself in a position, presently, so in the future you don't have to, go through that type of, stuff again. And there used to be a time where people, things were set up, and we had all these types of disadvantages, and even in spite of all that, we had white people building. Um, we had people like Alonzo Herndon who became millionaires off of selling life insurance in racist Jim Crow, Atlanta, Georgia. So during segregation, so we have to really stop making these excuses, because the environment for us is nowhere near like it was then. And so, to fail now will be not only you're failing yourselves, but you're also failing the people who did it before you under some of the worst and most adverse circumstances that you can't even imagine. So, um, and it's not like there are things that are not being put out there to actually try to get black people on. It's like you taught me this. I didn't even know this about the black dude that's the president of the American College of Financial Services. It's a black dude, and they have a mission of trying to get more black people into the financial advisor game. So the information is out there. It's just that you know I keep saying this more times than I can really count. Black people are going to have to change their relationship to money. And one of the reasons why black people are going to have to change their relationship to money, because specifically based on the slave experience, you couldn't make your money like that and control your labor like that. So money has a different connotation for our experience, because making money is not just about making money for us. It's diametrically opposed to the very experience that a lot of black people talk about all the time, which is the slave experience, which means you didn't have any control over your wealth like that, which means you couldn't pass down wealth like that. So um, this is something that, to me, I think is much more a spiritual matter, that black people really individually, from a family perspective, individual families are going to have to have develop a different relationship to money, and recognize that money is power. Money is a tool to actually help you get your family in order. And when you're working together in terms of wealth creation, you can actually have a harmonious family that's working for the same kind of goal.
Definitely. Um, that's an actual fact, bro. So that relationship with money is one that, with information like this, like you said, there's no excuse. And ironically enough, there have been some growth. So at the most recent CAFP, Conference of African American Financial Professionals, which was August 10th this year, we had an increase in black licensed financial advisors. Last year at the 2020 conference, it was 5% of licensed financial professionals were black. As of this year, it's almost 6.5%. So nearly a 2% increase, at 1.5% increase in licensed professionals, licensed financial professionals who are black. So we are making some of those strides. But it's more than just having your license. You actually have to live this, eat, sleep, shit this. Very similar to somebody who's 44 and putting out their mixtape still, right? We know it's a bunch of dudes who still are on the corner. Hey, man, who 35 and putting out their mixtape. I got some homeboys who still doing it. Right? But life insurance seems like a foreign concept to us. At any rate, man, listen, wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. And remember, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.